Hello, everybody. Let's talk about present tense, simple and progressive. Are you ready? Super. Let me go ahead and start my presentation as I do all the time, right? I'm so low tech. I know. And are we ready? Yes, yes, I am. Here we go. Simple present and progressive. There's a difference. Let's start with the simple present. Here are four examples of the simple present. I highlighted the verbs in yellow. I walk every day. I always drink tea in the morning. Many people visit France each year. Sweden has more islands than any other country. Walk, drink, visit, has. Those are all verbs in the simple present tense in English. All right. When do we use the simple present? That's a big question. We use the simple present under two circumstances. One is for facts and truths. So let's take a look at facts and truths here. Many people visit France each year. That is a fact. That's a general truth, right? Can't argue with that. Sweden has more islands than any other country. Again, that's a fact. That's a general truth. Can't argue with that. Whenever we are stating simple facts or truths, we need simple present. Here's the other condition. Simple present can and needs to be used when we are talking about habits or everyday activities. For example, I walk every day. I always drink tea in the morning. Now, sometimes it's not every day. Maybe I walk every week on Sunday. Maybe it's once a month. Maybe it's certain times of the year. But as long as it's a habit or on a predictable schedule, and we're not talking about right now, we're talking about something that we do repeatedly, okay? Then we need simple present. All right. Knowledge check. Let's take a moment. Fact or habit? Can you tell the difference between these? Sonia washes her hair every other day. Canada has 9% of the world's forests. Every morning, the sun shines in my window. George skis every winter. Pause the video, see if you can label each either a fact or a habit. Did you get it? Let's see how you did. Sonia washes her hair every other day. Remember, it doesn't have to be every day as long as it's a predictable pattern. That's a habit. Canada has 9% of the world's forests. That's a fact. Every morning, the sun shines in my window. That's a fact, not a habit. Remember, people have habits, things don't have habits, but people do. All right. And the sun is a thing, not a person. In this case, we're stating a fact. And George skis every winter. There's George, he's a person. He does something on the regular. So that would be a habit. I think you probably did pretty well, right? Good. Now, let's take a look at the next part of present tense. That would be present progressive. Here are three examples of a present progressive sentence. Do you see the change? Right. We are not only using a verb, but we're adding another verb before it, to be. And we're also adding something on the end, aren't we? An ing ending, correct. Let's take a look. All right. I am leaving now. Students are studying at the library. A storm is coming from the west. Am leaving, are studying, is coming are all examples of verbs in the present progressive form. Am, are, and is are the forms of to be, right? Then you have the verb leave, study, come, and then you have this ing ending at the end. You need all three parts for it to be proper present progressive construction. All right, here's your reminder, just in case you forgot. How do you conjugate the verb to be? I am, you are, we are, you plural are, they are, and of course we have this kicker down here. He is, she is, it is. All right, you know those, right? Good. So let's take a look at these sentences. Can you find the present progressive construction? What's the to be verb in each of these sentences? What's the verb? Can you spy the ing ending? Am flying, are staying, is coming, is eating, is raining, are meeting. I hope you're saying them with me. Are taking, are joining. Once you start seeing enough of them, they really start to stand out, right? It gets easier and easier. All of these things are happening in the moment. We can use each of these to talk about an event that's happening now. So let's talk about adding ing because this part is actually pretty tricky. It's one thing to find it in a sentence that somebody else has written, but how do you know if you're writing it correctly yourself? That's the important part. All right. So most verbs, many verbs, just simply add an ing ending, especially if they end with two consonants like walk or wash. And many, if they have that double vowel right there with the long sound, that long sound is important, like rain with the long A sound. Then we just add the ing ending. If a verb ends in a Y, this part is easy, although tricky. You just need to add the ing ending. I know there's a lot of times we want to think something needs to happen with that Y. That's with some other things, but in this case, we simply add the ing to the end. Crying, carrying, saying. It doesn't matter if there's a consonant, one consonant before the Y, two consonants before the Y, like the R, or a vowel before the Y, like an A. It doesn't matter. Just add an ing ending. Now, let's get into the two tricky ones. If a verb ends in an E, as in there is a vowel, a consonant, and an E, we need to drop the E and add the ing. For example, care, we have the vowel A, the consonant R, and then the final E. We'd need to drop the E, take it down to C-A-R, and then add the ing, caring. We want to be careful. If we would have two R's in here, we'd pronounce it caring. That's going to be important for the next example. Shine, same thing. I is our vowel, N is our one consonant, E. We drop the E at the end, and we add the ing, so we have shining. If we accidentally doubled the N, we would have shinning, and that's not the same word. That's not a word at all. Finally, we have take. The vowel is A, consonant is K, we have an E on the end, drop the E to add the ing, taking. Sometimes we have words that end in a consonant and the vowel needs to keep the short sound. Words like run with the short U sound, and sit, with the short I, or win with the short I sound, eh. Now I chose these words because you could see here, in order to keep the short sound, we need to double the consonant at the end. So instead of just keeping one N, we need to add another one. Those two consonants protect that vowel and keep it short. It's like a blockade. It won't let another vowel like the I make it a long sound by accident. So running is spelled with two N's. Sitting, we add an extra T, spelled with two T's. Winning, we add an extra N, spelled with two N's, and then add the ing ending. So let's make some simple sentences, right? We're going to use these in the present progressive. Can you take these elements of a sentence and make them into present progressive sentences? Go ahead and pause the video and give it a try. Okay, so let's see how you did. Let's change this sentence. We take these boxes and change it into present progressive. We, now we have take, right? But first we need something between we and take. We need that to be verb. What goes with we? Are, correct. We need to be. Then you take, and you need to add an ing. In this case, take is T-A-K-E. We drop the E, add the ing. We are taking these boxes. Let's look at this next example. Jeff finish his game. So we have Jeff, but we need a to be verb. What's the to be verb that goes with Jeff? Because Jeff is a he. He is, good job, is. Then we put our verb finish, and now we need to add an ing. But how do we do that? It's easy this time. Just add an ing because there's two consonants right at the end. S, H. Doesn't matter. If we have two consonants, we just simply add an ing. Super easy, right? And we just finish up the sentence. Jeff is finishing his game. Next sentence, we have she. She needs to take what to be verb? Is, right? And then we have the verb drink. Drink ends with two consonants again. Very simple, right? Then we add the ing, drinking, water. And finally, we have a sentence that begins with I. What's the to be verb that matches with I? Right? Am, I am. Now we have complete. Complete ends in an E. Do you see that? Vowel, consonant, vowel, E-T-E. Great. Drop the E. Drop the E. Add the ing. I am completing this exercise. Whew, we did it. Did you get them all right? And if you didn't, do you understand how to construct them now? Because that's the important part, right? You don't have to get them all right now, but as long as you're learning how to do this. All right. What in the world did I push? So videos usually aren't really complete without a couple pictures of my dog. After all, this is Setter ESL. So this is my puppy. This is my guy when he was just a baby. And here's the sentence. The puppy blank so fast he can't fit under the table anymore. True story. He used to be able to walk under a table in our living room. And then all of a sudden one day, he couldn't fit anymore. He had just gotten so big. Do we need simple present or present progressive to finish this sentence? Is this a statement of fact or is this happening in the moment? Are we talking about something happening now? Can you decide how to structure the verb so it would work? I hoped you said present progressive because that is the right answer. And how do we structure this verb under present progressive? The puppy, whether it's a he or a she, wouldn't even matter. As long as it's one of them, even if it's it, still gets the same to be verb, is. You take the verb grow and add the ing. The puppy is growing so fast. He can't fit under the table anymore. It's happening now. How about this one? Oh, this was just a little while later. Do you see how big he's gotten already? Isn't that crazy? So he's a very silly dog. Kelly often blank on our couch instead of his dog bed. It's true. This is where he likes to sleep. What do we need in this sentence? Is this sentence asking for simple present or present progressive? And how would you structure the verb? I hope you said simple present. That was the right answer. And the key is in this often, it's a statement of his habit, something he does pretty regularly, pretty much a fact. And we need the verb sleep. And because we have Kelly and it's a he, she, or it, we add the S on the end. Kelly often sleeps on our couch instead of his dog bed. Just a simple present tense. All right, everybody. I hope you had fun and I hope you learned a lot. And I hope you enjoyed seeing a couple pictures of my dog. Silly, I know. And I wish you luck as you continue to study English. Take care.